Hey, it's MK, and I am here with a cut file confidence layout for you guys today. And today's cut file is Don't Let the World Change Your Smile. And today we are actually using embossing powder to alter this cut file. And then this cut file is actually a layered cut file. So the world and smile will be stacked on top of the rest of the cut file. All right, I also have all of these really cool embellishments that are from a cruise kit that we picked up off of Royal Caribbean, but this has absolutely nothing to do with a cruise or Royal Caribbean. I just wanted the Mexicana kind of feel because we are Cinco de Mayo and we went to a Mexican restaurant and got to wear sombreros and false mustaches and having a blast. I have pictures of my other kids kind of wearing the mustache, but they weren't really into it like Gabe was. I also have this sheet here from Arden Creative Field Notes. I picked it out for this peachy color because I have some scraps that I wanted to go through that I know I have other peachy feeling, like softer colors within this that are from another 49 and Market collection. I want to say it was called Little Celebrations. It was part of our, what is it called? It was part of our Kit Conspiracy thing. So I also found these really cool tags and a couple scraps of paper that I thought I finished off. So those ones might be coming up in a video here really soon as well. Here's some packaging from the Little Celebrations and Little Dreamers, I believe. So I'm going to try to pull in some of that packaging, and then I have this paper here that I might fussy cut, but then I really like this stripe that I found. I'm not really sure. It's just one of those going through my stash, right? So I think I'm going to try to pull in that scrap and see if I can't make it work as well with my embossing powder and cut files and all that stuff, and completely ignore the bright pink that's on my son's sombrero. Just completely ignore it. I'm going to ignore his red shirt as well. I think his red shirt is in every single photo from like 2019 all the way up to, the day he graduated. So in 2025? Yeah, I think he just lived in that sweatshirt or that flannel. I'm also going to pull out these little scraps that I have. I'm thinking maybe I can mat my photos with them. I'm not really sure. We will see how I can incorporate some more scraps. Okay, so truth be told, embossing powder is the bane of my existence. I hate embossing powder, and I'm actually visiting with Janet at the time of doing this embossing powder fiasco, and I hate everything about it. I have to double my efforts, so I put the ink down, which I'm using a Nuvo ink that I'm not familiar with. It just came in a kit. I fast forwarded this a million times because as you can see, it takes me forever. But I put it in the first time, it's all blotchy. I have to put it in a second time just to get it to be the color I'm looking for. It's super weird. The first time it's a super bright blue, and the second time it turns out to be more like a denim blue, and so I'm a lot happier with that. And then of course all I have is this silver, which looks fabulous under the camera. Look at it sparkle and shine. Oh my gosh. But you know what, there is nothing magical about embossing powder. I don't like it no matter what. I'm trying this tray. These are the little stacking trays from scrapbook.com. I am trying them. This is my first time using them. And the reason I wanted to try them is because my little things of embossing powder are samples that were from, again, a little kit, same kit that I got my Nuvo from. And I just didn't know what else to do with them. And it seemed like when I used the actual trays that you're supposed to dump the powder out of, they're like beading trays. The only thing that the trays do for me is collect my powder, and then it sticks to them. It's awful to get them off. I do have to say the Stampin' Up! I'm sorry, the scrapbook.com trays were a lot better. as far as static electricity went, but it still, yeah, it still doesn't make me love this product anymore. I don't like them, you guys. I love clear embossing powder to a point, but yeah, no, it's not my favorite go-to thing ever. The effect is cool, but how to get to the effect and the process of the effect, no, I'll pass anytime. But to be honest, this was my idea. Yes, let's show everyone how to use embossing powder to change their cut files. That came from my mouth. It really did. Also, too, notice that my cut file is no longer bright silver. I was looking for a peach. I pulled out a peach embossing powder. It was neon peach. Neon. It wasn't going to work. So what I did was I pulled out my Foundry Wax by Tim Holtz. I'm not even sure if it's a product you can get anymore. And I brushed it on and I swirled it on just using a paintbrush to get the effect I was looking for, because no, I'm not going to go out and buy a embossing powder hoping it's the color I'm looking for. And luckily this Foundry Wax changed the color of my embossing powder to one that's not so obnoxious. Let's just call it that. And now I'm taking that scrap paper. I told you I was going to figure out a way to get it to work in my favor. I'm going to take that scrap of paper and back the rest of my cut file. And now I actually have a cut file that I love. Again, same old usual. I do apologize for my camera going in and out. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I apologize. I have tried to clean my lens. I've tried to turn the autofocus off. I have tried everything, but my camera is going on 20 years old, you guys. And I am in the process of not re-recording. No. I'm in the process of just changing my recording equipment out. And so I pre-recorded all of this stuff. So I just have to keep saying I'm sorry until next month. And then hopefully the new equipment isn't as harsh as this one is, but I think it's time for me to retire. Somebody said to send it in and get it cleaned. I might take it to a local electronics shop and see what he can do for me. But if not, I got my 20 years worth out of it, you guys. I really did. So, all right, I'm going to take this other scrap of paper. This is where I fussy cut off that floral cluster along the border. I did that off camera. Now I'm taking the rest of it and going to map my photos, because the pink or the peachy pink or whatever color that was from another 49 and Market collection just was not big enough. I couldn't make it work. But I had this scrap and I thought, you know what? This is a perfect way to finish off this little scrap. I'm okay if I don't keep anything else from this particular piece of paper. And now I will mat my photos with this and just have a little bit of, coloring showing on the edges that's not even noticeable. Nobody's going to notice it. So yeah, and I'm going to cover up those balloons. Nobody's going to know that there's balloons there. Yeah, it works perfectly fine. So now I'm going to figure out how to get my photos to work in conjunction. I do like to make everything look like it was intentional, even though I fail sometimes, but I do want to do that. I'm also going to go through all of these little embellishments that I picked out. I picked out a couple of the chipboard pieces, but I brought out the whole thing, right? So what I like to do is I like to go through all of these embellishment boards, I should say, because they are chipboard, and just pop out all the ones that I am interested in. So that way I don't have to re-look at everything else that I'm not interested in. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going through and I'm popping out everything. Luckily, I am able to pop out the adhesive backing part as well, because these are all like sticker-ish chipboard pieces. And so luckily, the kiss cut wasn't too light and I'm able to pop out the back so I can pop it on my page and move them around and whatnot. I'm going to use that same little tray that I used for my embossing powder to hold all of my good stuff. And I have that one little piece of paper too. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it work either because it is a little darker peach than anything else, but it's also got that, like I said, that Mexicana feel that I'm looking for this particular layout. I also like this Art and Creative background because it looks like it could have been wallpaper. It looks like it could have been stucco. It looks like it could have been on a wall in a Mexican restaurant, because you know how at least some of the Mexican restaurants that I've been to, they've got that it's not stucco, I know it's not, but that dwelling feel within them, and some of them have been, made over multiple times, and so you've got that depth of years shining through all the things. And so that's what this paper reminds me of and gives me that mood and feel that I'm looking for within this particular piece of paper. Okay, so another thing too is I am going to cut off a little bit of this paper because I need it to be 12 inches, and I didn't want my stripes to be on top of my paper. I wanted it more to be on the background. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler and create a 12-inch piece of paper again, because this is how I like. I know. Did I need to do this part? No, but I think to get the effect I was looking for, I did. I think I did need to do this part instead of lay those stripes on top. I needed them to be in the background. And then I'm going to seam or fill that seam with these flowers. And then I just feel like now everything's kind of peeking out behind the stucco wallpaper, right? I don't know. Maybe I didn't need to do that, but I did. I also cut apart my 4x6 little paper so that way I could make it look like it's behind my photo. And also, a little bit longer than I wanted it to, or wider, I should say. And then I'm going to rip this backing. It's a packaging from one of the die cut packs. I'm not sure which one, if it was Little Dreamers or Little Celebrations. I'm not really sure. But I did not end up using the wood grain one. I thought I was going to, but it didn't really go with the mood and feel I was looking for. And so I really like this. I like how having this pattern peek out behind my photos, it toned it down just a little bit. And then I also like having this packaging be part of my grounding, my foundation for my cut file. And then you don't see that busy paper behind my cut file. And so I really like that. So now, how am I going to embellish this? I don't know, you guys. I've got all these little festive banners and whatnot, and this super soft, subtle floral. What a combination. How am I going to make this work? I have no idea. I didn't get that far in the thought process when I started putting everything together. I've also got these uber bright sunglasses that said good vibes going on. A couple of my banners say love, and then one of them says, look at this. Because I want to draw your attention to this kid, right? This, which is my son. It's not some random kid, I promise. But yeah, he's just always been a character, and this title was absolutely perfect for his pictures. I absolutely love it because, he's out in the world now. He is 19, going on 106. But he's a great kid. But he's got so much character and so much personality that I definitely do not want, the real world that I feel like I've sheltered him from for so many years. I don't want it to change who he is. And so I thought that this was absolutely perfect title for, it's perfect for all of my children. But for this one particularly, because the other three are still nested, and then I never was worried about my oldest, to be honest. But my 4 youngest kids, I feel like growing up in this itty bitty teeny tiny little town has hindered them slightly if they are to go into the big wide world out there, because this town operates different. This town is different. And so it's just... it's just not the same. And so when they talk about moving to these big, giant world, other towns and cities and things like that, it's like, oh my stars, how are you going to survive? Just because of the fact that it's not the same as being here, and your neighbor isn't as friendly, until you get to know them and until you're there for a while and whatnot. And so I don't know. It's just very scary. And they can watch all the movies they want and see how it works for other people. But in all honesty, it's just scary. So, yeah. So just a constant reminder: don't let the world change your smile. It can be a harsh place, but you just keep smiling back. And laughter is contagious, and that's what this boy brings to the table, is the laughter. And conveniently enough, he actually works right now at a Mexican restaurant. So I think it's very fitting that I am doing this layout right here, right now, today. I do apologize for the background noise. Yes, our association lets any motorized vehicle on our road, no matter how loud they are and whether or not they break the decibel system that is allowed for operating vehicles. But I do apologize. All right, so that is my layout for today. I am pretty shocked at how it ended up looking. I love, actually, how it turned out. It's one of my favorite ones to look at because it's unique, and I'm shocked that it all came together. To be honest. Again, don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel. She is my partner in crime when it comes to most things these days. So I love it. But don't forget to check out how she is using this cut file for today over on her channel, Galaxy Girl Creations. Also, too, don't forget to check out the playlist to see if anyone else is adding their videos in there and playing along with us this month. And don't forget to check out in a couple days, and I will see you guys all soon. Bye.